spoke about creating awareness. How do you propose to involve the masses in this campaign? Anna Hazara's campaign picked up just because people supported that campaign.
Yes.
How do you propose to go about? Because unless you get that mass support, this government is not going to accept most of your demands.
Well, I can be very clear about that. The media, virtually the conscience keepers of society, they are the eyes and ears. And we have very responsibly requested the media to be our mouthpiece, and the media has responded because these are issues of propriety. There is nothing wrong about it. I believe that they are doing the right thing. They have responded very correctly, both the print media and the electronic media, and now even this program on the radio. This clearly shows that everybody is deeply concerned, and once the message goes across, the support is automatic. I don't see any single human being who is going to stand for this state of affairs, because everybody is affected some day or the other, whether it's a police officer or a tahsildar or anybody else.
Yeah, just I want to add one more thing to this. See, we want to create awareness about the magnitude of corruption. See, that is one thing which is being suppressed in Karnataka, because according to Balasubramaniam's report, see the actual land grabbing which has happened, encroachment.
I'll come to that. There is a separate section for
that.
Okay. I've kept questions for that.
Yeah.
A short break here.
Because that's a very important issue.
We will do that. Yeah. A short break here. On written, let me ask you about the search committee. Just Sadhana, I want you to keep this in mind. On written, let me ask you about the search committee that the government is supposed to have set up. Hi listeners, please stay tuned. I will be right back.
What search committee?
What is the search committee?
I'll tell you. See, I consumed a report the other day that government says now we have started to set up a search committee to look for.
Oh yeah, that search committee.
Welcome back, both of you. Justice Saldanha, on coming under pressure from various quarters, including your campaign, the government is said to have put in place an official search committee to find a suitable candidate. Don't you think that the government should have done this long ago?
I'm in total agreement with you, but even if it is done now, it would be a very healthy development. Unfortunately, the moment this was published in the media, the Chief Minister has denied it. He says that we have not set up any such committee, nor do we intend doing it, because we have our own resources. Now, I know the reason for it. There is a mischievous reason for this, because such a committee would be very good. Let's assume that you have the Advocate General and some senior lawyers or ex-judges or whoever else on this committee. In other words, we always look to senior citizens of propriety who could be on this committee. Now, the obvious benefit of it would be that they would certainly bring forward. I can tell you, left to me, that I could recommend at least 15 or 20 names, because you got to find out whether those judges would be free enough or whether they'd be inclined to accept. So you got to have alternatives. Now, if you set up such a committee, which is an excellent idea, the problem with the government will face is that if they recommend, they will undoubtedly recommend the right caliber of people, and these the government would not want, and therefore now it would be very delicate for them if they set up a committee to reject their recommendation. But I do hope that it comes into being, because as and when the amendments or the new procedures are laid down, we would definitely insist on something like this.
I feel again we will come to you also. Yeah. There should be a permanent committee of eminent serving judges, retired judges, legal experts to choose a Lokayukt, or even a Lokpal for that matter. Why should government be the appointing authority? Madam, you want to add to that?
Yeah.
Should there be a permanent body that takes care of, irrespective of what the government says, what anybody says?
Yeah, the permanent body would be a good idea, but now as the Lokayukta Act puts it, there is no room for all these. So, it would require an amendment, and first of all, a permanent body, I don't think any government would agree to that, or would be they would be happy to form such a committee, because they want to ultimately they want to have control in their hands of whom they want to appoint. See, the thing is, Now even if you go by the Chief Minister's statements, he says the Chief Minister is the final authority. So the governor should agree to whatever the Chief Minister recommends. So when they are of this attitude, I don't think in the near future, I think we cannot expect something like this. So.
Well, taking on from what Jayashree just said and the Gujarat experience, in practical life, let's be frank about it, that you cannot turn around and totally bypass the government or the Chief Minister. After all, the government is the government, and their views have to be taken into consideration. Now, if you don't bypass the government and you have even a top level search committee, the idea, your idea is even better, because then it's like the National Judicial Commission which has been proposed by the experts in the constitutional amendments. That would be an excellent idea. The problem which would come up is that if the government finds their recommendation inconvenient and the government keeps vetoing it, then again we will have a deadlock situation. So if such a thing is done, then we'll have to build in a certain mechanism whereby such a state of affairs does not come about. But even there, on the question of the search committee, I was a little amazed to see that you see there's no problem with regard to it. Now take for instance the limitations which are present. We'll come down to practical position in Karnataka. We have a new Chief Justice. The new Chief Justice is transferee from Delhi. Obviously, the new Chief Justice does not know anything with regard to the background of this High Court and the judges and things like that. Nothing prevents him, and he possibly has done it to the best of his ability. He has made inquiries. But my view of the matter is that quite apart from the inquiry with the colleagues, why not include the President of the Bar Association and the President of the Bar Council? See, an informal inquiry or a consultation with them would, I think, be an even purer and healthier process, because otherwise the problem is that I can assure you that you see these are the impediments which have taken place some time back, like the Roost Resort case and some one or two other serious issues. These are things which obviously the Chief Justice does not know personally, but which are there in the High Court records. But if you had asked now possibly out of embarrassment, his colleagues may not raise those issues. But if you ask the President of the Bar Council and the President of the Bar Association, they would certainly bring it to his notice.
So if there is a body like this,
yes,
there will be more transparency, and problems with a judge or with anybody appointed will all come to the fore.
See, the main point is this material which is being suppressed today before appointment. See, the thing is, it is coming to light only after appointment. At least that in that process, I think the material would be come to light before appointment.
So, question, both of you. Yeah. When the government recommends a name to the governor, does the governor have a set of legal experts who tell them whether this man is credible or not? Because the governor also, like you said, the Chief Justice, he won't be able to know who is what.
That's an excellent angle, Mr. Balram, because you see, in my letter I have used the word very humbly, because after all I am addressing the governor, but that's exactly what I have suggested, that see, even the governor, you see, the governor is the governor of the state. Now Bharadwaj ji, who is our governor, he is a lawyer with long-standing experience, he has been law minister, etc., but he was always based in Delhi. And what has been happening in Bangalore and the state of Karnataka is obviously not to his knowledge. So in a situation like that, if just like we were talking about, if the Chief Justice or the government takes the assistance of a search committee, it would be excellent if the governor were to make his own inquiries, and nothing prevents him from asking around. There's no problem with regard to that. Perhaps that is a procedure. That's why I had suggested that one is please a reasonable time frame, and the second thing is that even at the appointment stage, Raj Bhavan itself should do its own independent inquiry. And I think the point raised by you is excellent, is absolutely brilliant.